Here go old pick right here. This one was kind of different. I was doing the 7 plus 14 plus 24 plus 28 ratio of the light living properties of the space heal mental helpful wizational thoughts of the in percentagealizational ingrainments of the wind to winds ingrainments of the air allalizational, inshockable, lateralizational, impossible, time printable age, in betweenness of the intimable wrenchingalizations of the gravitational scaling graph, directional growth of the waves of motions in the enhancing seasonal colorization seasonal change of the midday mind of the heartalized minds, bodies, periodicities, purities. You see, this pick right here, I was going with red. Red as being a new stage coachable lead light. But if you move on to the orange, it's more of a recite of a reshine, resignable reseement of new encolorments. But you get the yellow. Yellow was like another day site, droppable day site of in unfillness of hobby, this globalization work timeable pain, in pain, and touchment to little re-ingrained little feelness. But on to the question, I had another question from this lecture I was finna give. This it was genetics 5-5 equaling 5-5. It's like a heart variable spike heart variable spinalizationals of the embodiment or structuralization or ingatherness of togetherness of those ingatherness of the cartilaginal fossilization of the solid toxicities of the shatteredness of those shattering task of the solidicities of ingrainedness of those outflowness of those resultness. But the question was, Earth genetical weatherness is the closest to the body at the last form. So, Earth last formable phase of sight, insight, re-insight, and drawment of the mentally minds, mentally takeness is another coloristical beginning. Like you would have to say sunlight, earth, and soils, proteinical, genetical weatherments of the world's thoughtable, step-footed or actions of step-footed or abilities. So then when you move on to outer edge, that first one, and then outer edge, the inside of the closest to the body's last form. When you get to the first body's last form of outspacement and seement, visualizationals, and lifeable imaginationally the seenness of intelligence. It's like a poetical, mental, wisational takeness of the geneticals, backgroundable starts to the coloristical, foregroundable scene of internal motions of the closed, blind minds of the opening of slilted eyes of subtitations of inseements, of inequalityness, of retravelness, of reflowness, on the restructuralization.
Planetarial particles in an air shock of light, of shining light, in a blasting or a hit of a huge charge. This type of net field trip is a break or an air spark, which is different from an air shock, which has two different types of glazing path pages on a time-place print. This type of blasted disintegration is a burn or a preface attachment that is attached to a preface illumination under an underestimated universal matter motions of particle planetarial loss. This type of long-acting awareness is in a heat charge or a heat loss in and around the footed eye stick of the pyramid real. This type of genetical juvenation is a suspension or an original recovery that never recovers to a fully stems, which will pain from its high resilience of a multi-protein kinetics, which is the start of energy before it comes at its potential.
Genetical wisational protein and wiseness of the suspension. Suspensional rewiseness or the retravelness or the reintakeness of the rethoughtable abilities of the post actions of incauseness of time existence existentialization or stretchable leader to light chargeable leader to the ability of
which is a condensed reaction or a deteriorational or a deterministical phase transition that has a rotational potentials of interactions of different type of subunits and intermolecules of working forces. A type of planetary particles in an air shock or air spark helmet is a different type of